Hey everyone, Slothcakes here, and welcome back to some more MBON. Now today we're going to be covering the Crossbone Gundam X2 Custom, or we can just call it the X2. This is a 2000 cost defensive type support unit, and I know I've been covering a lot of 2000 cost suits. Next time I'll make sure it's not 2000 costs. I don't know why, I just so happily play 2000 costs. That and 150s, I really like 150s. But anyways, on this guy, he's a very simple suit with not really that much to him. His kit is fairly simple in a good way. He's got his main gun, a CSA stun, a mobility AB, and a Jirobi. Jirobi, while it's not really thick, it does do a good amount of damage raw, and overall, his kit allows you to move and be very defensive. However, where he shines in the defensive department, he doesn't shine in the offense department. Landing a raw Jirobi or landing one of his melee derivatives can be a very good source of damage. However, besides that, and besides being in shooting burst, your damage output isn't the highest. So you're gonna have to work around that, and if you're way behind, it's gonna be a little hard to catch up or get that comeback. But I don't know if I wanted to do this before or after the first match, but I do want to jump into training mode, show you guys a very nice thing you can do that allows you to free fall from his CSA, and show you guys his melee routes. Because I do want to show you all the melee routes on a mobile suit when I do these types of videos. I feel like just talking about the good ones isn't that good. I do want to just physically show everything and show some other things, but we'll do that after the first match. Now, the Crossbone Gundam X2 is a very nice mobile suit, and I'm just saying that as aesthetic wise. I love the Crossbone suits. I just always loved them ever since I read the manga, and something about it, I know it's never gonna get an anime, but you know, let me dream. It just looks, I don't know why. You think the pirate motif would look stupid, but it somehow fits. But honestly, I do like the original designs a little bit more. And if you guys don't know, I'm just going to show a comparison right here. I like the original manga designs more just because they're more like round and smooth. And there is a figure coming out that's of like the X1 and it has that smooth proportions. I'm more of an anime accurate guy, and that includes like the RX-78 and stuff. I don't know, just something about that. I like the roundness, it looks different. But anyways, with that being said, after we go into training mode, I'll go more into detail about the kit, but do tell me if you guys want this section in the beginning or at the end of the first match. I'm just trying to try something new, but anyways, let's get into training mode. So what I want to show you is actually very simple. It just involves using his BC to cancel out of your main gun and your CSA, and here what it is, use your CSA raw. You can boost out of that all you want, or you can wait and fall down. However, if you use your BC, which is your taking on and off the mantle, you can actually free fall it like this. It allows you to free fall very fast immediately after the javelin shoots out, and you just gotta get the timing right because you can do this fairly fast, and it allows your CSA to be much more safe. You can also do this if you venue yourself with your main gun like that, which is also a nice thing, but I don't want to spend too much time on it. It's a very simple thing to get across. I'll probably explain it a little bit more later, but also I want to visually show all his melee routes, so let's get into that. Damage and notation will be shown on screen. His melee is actually pretty good for a long range suit. It's a good self-defense option, and it has some nice things to it. Most notable ones is 8 BBB. It's a fast, high priority, high moving, good damage melee route. It's going to be your main go-to one when you can. Other than that, 2B is an anchor that drags the enemy towards you. You can cancel it into these moves right here, which will be shown on screen with the notation. Other than that, running melee and side melee are alright, nothing too noteworthy. However, he does have 3 unique melee routes you can go to, and let's go into that. 8B is a slash through. What you can cancel all these melee routes will be shown on screen. It's a slash through, puts the enemy in a spinning straight. It's a fast move, good end combos with, and it keeps you moving. 2B is a rapid stab. It keeps you and the enemy still while you do good damage towards them. Risky, but good damage is worth it, and if you have your mantle on, you can get away with it. BC is the least used one. I do not see a use for this. I don't see how this could be more useful than your 8B or your 2B, the damage isn't even that great and it's pretty long, so I would recommend to avoid this. Anyways, there goes that section. I hope you guys liked that little segment of me cutting in and just showing you guys visuals. I don't know if I should do that at the beginning or after the first match, after the introductions, or maybe I should just do the old way. You know, if you guys feel like it's good, if it's not, leave it down in the comments and just tell me, because, you know, your word actually means something. It's actually very helpful depending on what you guys like or what you guys don't like. Because some of you guys said you like me putting the visuals in the bottom right, and, you know, I like doing that. But anyways, there goes all his melee. From his special melee route being the forward, back, and the BC, the forward one's a very good movement option. It allows you to get a quick hit in while keep on moving, because you can hit someone and move on to the next target. Also, if you end the combo with it and they get into a knockdown state, it's completely untechable until they hit the ground, which leaves you a good amount of time for you to go and punch the other guy in the face. His back melee, which is the rapid stab, it's also a very nice route. It does solid damage and is a very good source of damage for the X2, because like I said, the X2 doesn't have that many like high damage options besides like a larger Roby or being in shooting burst, so that's a nice one. Just, you know, the whole thing about it is high risk, high reward. Throughout the entire thing you are still, so you gotta be careful about that. But if you finish a combo with it, it's gonna be rewarding, nice damage, and it looks cool. As for his BC where he stabs you and brings you up, I still have no idea what that's used for. I've seen competitive play of this guy, I've seen the like JP players who've been playing this guy for years, and in general I just watch various random other MBON videos. I never see anyone use this move. I don't think this move is really used for anything. I would avoid it unless there's a very specific scenario that you can think of. But something I do want to get across is his ABC mantle makes a lot of melee options safe. Because if you're doing your back melee and you're doing that stab, like you're just doing that rapid punch stab, and you have your mantle on and the enemy doesn't have a like ballistic projectile to actually interrupt you, that combo is safe. Because they can shoot you, they're going to get rid of your mantle, but you get that combo off and you get that good damage off. And that's a big thing, because even if you're in your burst special, if you have your mantle on and the enemy doesn't have like a option to knock you out of it, that's a safe burst special. And you just gotta know who you're fighting and what you're fighting. Because example, F91, he has an assist, but besides that, all of his ranged options are melee. Are beam weapons. So it's just you gotta slightly know what has beams and what doesn't. And also, just there's some things I always forget. Example, like the Sandrock Gundams, like a machine gun is a beam weapon. I always forget that because it just looks like a ginormous Uzi. But it's just like matchup knowledge that you gotta figure out. And also, if you're not gonna use the mantle, like if it's not in the proper matchup, please take it off. If it's not gonna serve you any help, don't really have it on, because the only difference is you do have more mobility with the mantle off. However, you are more floaty with the mantle on. If you have the mantle on, you do float a little bit while you're in the air, boosting up and down. However, if you have the mantle off, you do move a little faster. But it's just a wee bit faster. But anyways, let's get on to the weapons. Main gun is it's a nice main gun for a range 2000 cost suit. There's nothing super special about it besides it looking really cool. But it is a very big thing about him because he doesn't really have that many weapons on him. But it does recharge pretty quickly and it combos nicely with everything you have. CSA we covered, it's a stun, you can BC right out of it. If you hit someone you can get 2 melee shots off or you can get a melee combo. Overall, great weapon. His AB is his weapon toss. He throws 2 melee weapons at the enemy. First one will stagger the enemy while the second one will pop him up. Now each one can hit separately. You can miss the first one but hit the second one, and you can hit the first one while missing the second one. And you can also boost out of it so you only throw the first one. If you pop someone up in the air, shoot immediately if you want to get the guaranteed combo. If you're close enough, you can get a melee. You can Jirobi after this, and after your CSA, but the damage isn't the best though. Also a nice thing is, if you are in Shooting Burst, your AB recharges so ridiculously fast, it's hilarious. And you're probably asking, well, how fast does it charge? Well, for something that only has one ammo per clip, even without being in Shooting Burst, it has a fairly fast recharge time. But in Shooting Burst, you can combo AB into AB into an AB as a true combo while in Shooting Burst. It recharges that fast and it's hilarious. Also in Shooting Burst, you can free fall, shoot out of any time, which allows you to get some more mobility. I just like the tool, it looks cool. AC is your Jirobi. Your Jirobi it's not the thickest, it's a little thin. You go into a POV, however if you hit back AC, you will not go into the POV, which I highly recommend, just so you know, you see what's going on. That's kind of important. Sight's important. It does good damage though, very nice damage. You can combo it out of CSA or AB, however the big damage is if you land it raw. It does a lot of damage if you land raw, and there are times where you want to do the risky maneuver and throw out the Jirobi, just because if it does land, it is going to put you in a lead. But you just gotta be careful. You can try to outmaneuver someone with your ABC mantle, thinking they're gonna shoot at you, Jirobi them, you soak up the beam shot, and they eat a Jirobi. It's just something that sometimes you're gonna have to be risky. Now his mantle, I explained what it is. You can take it off and you can take it on, you know, with the mobility and stuff. However, how it works, and I'm going to have to explain this with every single suit that has a mantle, so I'm sorry about that, but I do want to get it across. It has 100 health. If you get hit with a beam weapon, the mantle will absorb the damage and have its health reduced. When it turns to 0, your mantle is off and it'll recharge. I'll put how long it takes for the mantle to reload right here. And this is in real time, not in in-game seconds. I'll put in-game seconds right next to it. Just know that if you get hit with a beam shot, even if you only have like 1 mantle health left, it will still absorb all the mantle. No matter what type of beam shot you get hit with, you will walk right through it. Which is very nice because it allows you to be a lot more risky, or allows you to win trades that you normally wouldn't be able to. It also helps you like recover better, because things with funnels, you can just brush them off with your mantle. However, you want to be smart with your mantle, especially this guy. You want to use your mantle for your CSA freefall, but once you lose your mantle, you can no longer do that, so be careful. Just a word of warning, Jirobis eat your mantle like it's no one's business. Just because the multi-hitting beam weapons will decimate your mantle. So you want to be careful about that. Know if you have a mantle or not, just because, you know, you don't want to do your CSA BC freefall without a mantle, realizing, shit, I don't have a mantle. Other than that, pretty simple. Also, it looks cool. I really like the aesthetic of the mantle. I like robots with capes, and I just think it just tickles my fancy. But his burst special, it's pretty useful. Not the most useful. You throw your lance, you call in 3 dudes, the 3 dudes run at the enemy, they explode on them, then you shoot your Jirobi. If the first, javelin toss misses, the 3 dudes you call in can still rush the enemy, and if they hit the enemy, you'll still Jirobi the guy. You can combo into it with your AB or your CSA. It's damage, it's there. I don't recommend throwing it raw, however, I can tell you like some of the greatest tips ever. I feel like some people still won't listen. But it's there, it's neat. It can be used. Nice thing is it's a ranged Jirobi. Bad thing is just staying still for the majority of it, so just be careful about that. But that covers the X2. He's a pretty simple suit. He's not that complicated. Just everything about him is pretty, it's easy to wrap your brain around. That's probably the best thing to say. But I do like him. I like the Crossbone suit, so I have a soft spot for this guy. But, you know, next time, I make sure not to cover a 2000 cost. I feel like I've been covering them a lot lately, or just in general playing those suits. But anyways, Slothcake's here. That was the X2 Crossbone. Go give him a try, he's pretty fun. Wish he had a master grade. But anyways, have a good one guys, and like usual,